Okay. Other interventions that you can use to foster student-to-school identification. At the elementary level, and we found even at middle and high, there are kids who like stickers, those little decals. And so we have had schools who have done this. They have given little stickers with the school decal, you know, whether it's that knight or that red elephant, whatever it is, and they've used that as part of a reward system. Now, when you're talking about the most underperforming students, in our case in the school, in your case in your group, you're talking about kids who are going to have issues. So, for instance, we had a school where we had a student in our target group who was, when we looked at the attendance, the student was missing pretty much a day a week, not there. Okay? This is a parent issue as well as a student issue, so conversation with parent. But we told the student, okay, next week, if you're here every day, you're going to get this sticker. Here's the chart, you're going to get this sticker. Not any kind of elaborate behavioral contract, a sticker. Okay, gets the sticker. Wow, awesome, here's your sticker. Next week, if you can do it 2 weeks in a row, you're going to get the big school decal, the big thing, okay? Bumper sticker for 3 weeks on the car. And then 4 weeks in a row, no miss day, you get the t-shirt with the school logo on it and the school name on it, okay? So that's how using, even in a reward setting, based on their area of need, figuring out a way to build that connectedness. Everything had school mascot on it, school mascot, school mascot, school mascot, and it was the reward, okay? Building that connection with the school mascot, okay? Jennifer used something even a lot more expensive for her target group.
Every student who's in our target group gets a Bulldog Pass, which would typically cost $60, $65, but what it does is it gets you into every home event free. So really, there's not a cost to it, it's just a cost of not getting that money. And so the athletic director agreed to support us with that, and what it does is it just removes another barrier. It removes the financial barrier of, I can't afford the $4 or the $2 or whatever it is to go to that football game, baseball game, lacrosse game, whatever it is. Also, our school plays, and so that's one of the things that we do for our target students. Homecoming is another time where kids really can get involved and connected. Again, financial barrier. I don't have an outfit to wear. I don't, can't afford the ticket. So we sit down with every target student and say, hey, are you going to homecoming? If they are, do you have a ticket? If they already do, great. We make sure they have clothes to wear. For those kids who don't have a ticket, we go ahead and we give them a entrance free pass. We write their name down so they just have to check in at the table. We offer that to them for themselves and for a friend or a date, however they want to do it. We always talk about outfits, and if they don't have something, we say, hey, here's some clothes people gave us from other dances. Why don't you check and see if there's something here you can wear? And so a lot of times students who wouldn't have gone are attending homecoming and becoming a part of that school community. Another thing we do is, I know I loved when I was little having something on the fridge, and I think every kid does. And all the parents love that pride that they see their kid is doing well. So even when it's a improved attendance award, or your passing math class award, or great job on that test, those little things, if you put it in a certificate form and make it something bigger, then they really can take some pride in that, and it's specifically to what they've done so that they know, okay, I'm going to keep doing that because I want to keep getting recognized.
Bracelets. Why in the world would bracelets be on an educator's professional learning PowerPoint? Well, these are the bracelets, okay? We're talking about these very inexpensive little bracelets, and I want to show you an example from a middle school that says, and again, our project was called Graduate First, because you have to graduate first before you can have the rest of your life as a success. That was our mantra. This one says Graduate First Member, and it was a privilege to have this bracelet. This is one that one of my high schools got their business partner to donate. Can you imagine high school kids walking around? They loved it. And this one says, not Graduate First Member, Leading by Example. Remember I said that we need to find that spark of how you can contribute? Well, they were all determined that this target group, every member was a leader, and That's what they wore. They wore their leadership bracelets around the school. And our middle school kids won these. And elementary school kids would never mind wearing a bracelet like this. And if my middle school kids and high school kids didn't, I mean, they like wearing these little things. I will tell you, the business partners for these schools paid for these bracelets because this one's embossed and this one's imprinted, so it takes a little bit of cash, not a lot, but the business partners paid for it. So this was another way to build that connecting between the student to the school. And then Jennifer's going to talk to you about a very powerful way to connect.
Okay, so another strategy that many of you are probably familiar with for connecting students to school is service learning. And when we're talking about service learning and student identification with school, we're talking about using the school community as your spot for service learning. And so, just in case for those who don't know, service learning is basically about combining academic growth with, some personal growth and doing a community service project. What you may not be as familiar with is that service learning is actually identified as one of the 15 most effective strategies for improving dropout rates. And so it can be used as a dropout prevention strategy. And because we know that dropping out is a process of disengagement that begins in elementary school, you can use this across all levels as a dropout prevention strategy. The important thing about service learning is not just the academic piece, but again, when we're connecting students to school, what we're saying to kids is we're going to take your strengths, your skills, your talents, and we are going to, you're going to be vested in this community, and you're going to impact a positive change within our school community. That's a pretty strong message. So looking at the service learning process, it looks rather linear here, and we could spend 3 days on this. We're going to spend, just go through it briefly, but it's really kind of cyclical, just like school improvement. It's ongoing. But you do begin with a period of investigation, and this would include or involve having students identify the strengths and the needs of the school. You can do this by looking at media reports. Probably most of you in here, things are written about your schools in the newspaper or somewhere online. You can have them just walk around the school and make personal notes. You can have them do interviews, focus groups, create surveys, and implement those surveys. Then you move into planning and preparation. What do we learn from our investigation? What problems, do we see here, and which of those do we want to tackle? What's our project going to be? You then move into the action phase, which involves, identifying what you're going to work on, what your tasks and timelines are, possibly doing an action plan, all similar things to what we do as adults. And there are 3 types of action. There is direct action, and I think of this as your students have clients that they're connecting with and interacting with. So for example, if 5th graders want to tackle something surrounding literacy and they're going to go read to kindergarten or 1st grade students, that's direct service because they're interacting with those kids.